The next part of doing a sample seam is to do the zigzagging. The zigzag stitch we're going to use is stitch number 5, so turn your machine till you get over to number 5. And I'm going to just do a little bit on a scrap so you can see what happens when you're zigzagging. I know my machine is already threaded correctly because I haven't unthreaded it, but always check to make sure that it is. And if you notice, what's happening now is the needle's going back and forth and back and forth, and it's making this little zigzag design. Needle up, press your foot up, pull off to the left, and you can see it's back and forth and back and forth. And that is going to finish the edge of our bag so that it doesn't fray. All right? So, in order to do the zigzagging where we want it at 3/8 of an inch from this edge right here. I'm going to line this up so that my previous line of stitching, my 5/8 of an inch line of stitching, is riding right inside the slit that is in the foot. Okay? That's where I'm focusing. I'm not really focusing over here anymore. I'm focusing over here. And I'm going to drop my needle down, and I'm going to start zigzagging. And I'm going to bump my speed up a little bit because I am experienced, but I want you to continue working at your speed number 1 until you get this all done. Again, this is where I'm focusing. I want this line of stitching to go right through that little slit in the foot as I go. If you notice too, I did not backstitch when I started. Most of the time when you're zigzagging to finish the edges of seams, you don't backstitch. There are a couple of places that you might do that, and you need to pay attention for those because I will tell you in the instructions when you need to backstitch with your zigzagging. So again, you're supposed to be stitching at number 1, speed number 1, and when you get to the end, just stitch off the end, needle up, press your foot up, pull off to the left, and again, make sure that you clip those threads because I don't want this big nasty mess whenever you hand these samples in. Your tape should be on the outside. Make sure you have at least one piece on there so I know that you have finished your sample because you cannot go on to your project until you have finished the sample. That is the 5/8 of an inch zigzagged sample seam.